it goes without saying that 2021 has been a tough year. For most of us, 2021, we've had to adjust a lot. We've come into new phases on our lives. Some people have had to transition from high school to varsity. I know for me, I've had to transition from theoretical years to now clinical years. Some people are now doing online learning. You know, we have grown as people. We're learning new things. And so for some other people, in 2021, they might have lost certain people, certain friends, family members, and I do send my condolences to anybody who has lost anybody in their lives. And I think for me, this time of the year is one that gets a bit, I guess, tricky, if I can say so, because I personally feel like the most mental challenge comes now towards the end of the year. And especially given a time where we're in a pandemic, we're literally so exhausted. You know, we're exhausted, we're feeling tired, and we're feeling like we have been at this for a very long time. And now towards the end of the year, this is when we have to give our best. You know, this is when we have to pull out all the stops so that we can make it to the finish line and make it to the next year. And I found that mentally this is quite challenging for myself. I know for myself, I've started questioning, you know, how did other people do it? You know, surely like this is just too much. What did they do to get through this? How did they get through it? Because I am personally going, you know, and you might find yourself in that space as well where you just don't see the light at the end. You know, you're overwhelmed with assignments, you're overwhelmed with the amount of work that you have to cover, already thinking about exams, like, oh my gosh, my final exams are coming. I know I am already, like, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, at the end of this year I'm going to be writing exams on everything that I've learned this year. Will I be able to do it? Will I have time to study? Will I cope? Oh my gosh, will I have a mental breakdown? You know, I'm already thinking about so much, and for me it's making me feel anxious, and for the most part I feel a bit burnt out. You know, this year has been a lot, it's been challenging, and so for me, I've started to do things that I've found to be helpful for myself to help with the burnout. And I just sort of wanted to create a video where we can sort of start discussing things that help us towards the end of the year. I will share with you guys what I think is helpful towards the end of the year, what has helped me in other years, and I plan to implement now to help me get through this period, deal with the burnout and just the fatigue, because I feel like end of year fatigue is here. It came a little early this year, but it is here, and I'm going to have to start dealing with it. So yeah, if you are interested in knowing about this, then do like stay tuned for the rest of this video so we can actually just delve into what are some of the things that I do, or some of the things that I can advise that you guys do to help you with the end of your fatigue, with the burnout, and sort of keep the energies high as we get towards the end of the year. We're trying our best to make it through. We're trying to keep our mental health at its best that it can possibly be, where we're trying to just be the best and do the best that we can do, you know, because times are tough, like diakoa to come nice. But I still believe that at the end everything will work out for my good, and that we'll be fine. We really will be fine as long as we just hold on and try find ways to help us get through this tough time that we're going through. And just knowing that you're not alone in this tough time, that sonke siyagoa, and like we're all going through the most, but we will make it through with the different tips and help that we will be helping each other. So you guys also put in the comment section what has helped you, or what are the things that you do to help you get through, like if maybe in a funk, or you know, end of your fatigue is coming through, or you're feeling burnt out, what are the things that you do that help you get through this period. So yeah guys, without any further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so I'm just gonna touch on 5 things that I think I've just tried to categorize the sort of like tips thing into 5 different categories, or things that I found to be helpful, and things that I can sort of advise that you guys do that I found to help me. And yeah, so basically just also before we get into this, please know that these things are things that have worked for me, you know, things that I found that help me, they work for me, and I would recommend to somebody else. I don't know how they'll work for you, but do try them out. If you have anything else that you figured helps you, or something that you found has been helpful, please share it in the comment section so that we can all just create a community where we share sort of ideas and things that we can do to sort of help us in this whole thing that we're going through, which is this burnout, the fatigue, just the general funk. Okay, so yeah, so I have my stuff written here, my few points, right? And the first point, first of all, like any other problem that you're facing or anything that you're going through, is to first know that you are fatigued, that you're burnt out, that you're in a funk, that you're tired, right? So I feel like for me, paying attention to how you're feeling. So know that, okay, now right now I'm actually feeling very tired, I'm feeling very burnt out, because it's when you're actually able, when you actually identify the fact that you're not okay, or that you're tired, or that you're burnt out, that you can actually start actively seeking out different ways in which can help you get out of that like state that you're in, right? So for me, I know for me, things that help me identify the fact that I'm in a weird space, or I'm tired, I'm burnt out. For example, like one thing about me is that I'll never have clothes on the floor. Like I genuinely don't like having any clothes on my floor, like nothing, not even a pillow, nothing like that. But the minute I can see that, oh, as of late, my sock is on the floor or something like that, it starts registering to me like, okay, something is a bit off. Or like if I don't put in as much effort into food that I cook, you know, if I don't feel like being on my phone anymore, if for example my effort at school is not so much, like I'm not giving 100% at school anymore, those are things that help me identify that, you know what, Lasoro, something is a bit off here. Step back and introspect, like what's going on, why you're in a funk, why are you a bit off, right? So for you, also sit down and start identifying what are the things that, when these things happen, it generally happens because you're in a weird state, like you're tired, you're burnt out, right? So for me, I know those things help me know, like, girl, step back, something is up here, you need to sort of sit down and deal with what's going on, right? So that's the first thing. Identify the fact that, number one, I am tired, I am burnt out, because sometimes you might be taking out your frustrations on people, or you might be like beating yourself up and like being very hard on yourself because you feel like you're not giving your best, whatever, but you haven't identified the fact that it's because you're tired, it's because you're just burnt out. So know that I am tired, I'm burnt out, hence I cannot give my best, hence this, that, right? Because then you know, like, you know what, it's because of this, it's because of that, so that you don't beat yourself up too much, and you're not like really like mean to yourself as to how you're not giving it your best, how you're not at your best, you know. So that's the first thing. And then for me, after that, once I've actually realized, like, you know, actually I don't have as much energy, or I don't have as much time, or I don't feel like doing as many things as I used to previously do, or just beginning of the year as compared to now, I start prioritizing my energy, or prioritizing my time rather, because I started realizing that I don't have as much energy to do the things that I used to be able to do. Like I don't have time to be on my phone all the time, or rather I don't feel like it. Like it just feels like it's a lot of work responding to every single message, every single DM, every other like person who just wants to talk. I personally don't have that much time, so I start prioritizing. I start channeling the little energy that I have to the things that are taking like my most prioritized things. So if it's school, it's my family and it's my friends, you know. So those are things that I start to prioritize more than maybe like maybe for example, I haven't posted on YouTube for a while because I didn't have as much energy to do everything, right? So I prioritize those things. Like school, I know that the energy that I have to put into school. My family, I know that maybe once a week or twice a week I talk to my family. My friends, I let them know, guys, I'm not in the best, whatever, I'm trying to prioritize my energy, so maybe I won't like chat as much, or won't respond to messages as quickly as I used to, you know. So they also know that, you know what, actually Lasara right now is trying to regain her strength. She's trying to make sure that she makes it through this year, you know. So communicate with the people so that they know that, also they know how to be there for you in the state, right? Because I know if I'm tired, I will take a while to respond to your message, and it's not because I don't want to, but just because I don't have the energy at that moment to be doing that, right? So prioritize your energy. Maybe for you, you realize that, you know what, the things that I like to do, or things that I want to do, it's this. So prioritize that. Like, I can't do this right now, I can't be doing this right now because I don't have the energy for it, but you still make sure that there are things that you do. So obviously we all do certain things, right? But you won't be able to do everything because you're burnt out or you're tired. So prioritize school, prioritize yourself, your family, your friends, and spend your energy on those things. And then everything else can wait until you're at your best, or you're not feeling so tired anymore, and you can actively be a part of society in that way, right? And don't feel bad about prioritizing yourself. I think that's something that I struggled with a lot. Like, I still am struggling with that, where I feel like I'm being a bit selfish because now I won't be able to respond to everybody's messages, I won't be able to respond to every DM, every Instagram what's this, like DM or response or YouTube response, because I feel like I need to prioritize myself. But that's something that I sometimes struggle with, because I'm like, oh my gosh, oh, I feel so bad. But I realize that in the long run, it's actually very important for me to know when my energy or my energy is not at its peak, and when I'm at my low peak in terms of energy, right? So prioritizing yourself and prioritizing your energy is the second thing that I feel like is very important and has helped me. And the third thing for me is that, so first of all, I identified that, okay, number one, I'm in a funk, I'm tired, I'm burned out, it's not cute, right? Number two is to prioritize my energy and know that, okay, this is how I'm gonna spend this little bit of energy that I have left to make sure that I still make it through, I'm still good with my, my close people, whatever, fine. The third thing for me is to do things that actively get me out of like my own space, because I feel like, and in this time when you're tired, when you're burnt out, you just want to be alone. Like, you don't want to talk, you don't want to be around people, like, you just like, yo guys, I'm so tired, like this year has been long, right? So for me, I do things that actively make me go outside, and so I'll go outside for a walk, I will go buy something, I'll go to the mall just to go look at things, like window shopping, see people talking, people laughing, talk to somebody here and there, get a bit of energy, because for me, I'm an extrovert, so I do get my energy from like external things, and I'm better once I'm outside, when I see things, when I'm, sun is shining bright, fresh breeze, I'm having a drink, I'm getting a smoothie here, I'm seeing my friends, or I'm seeing people there. So not necessarily that you're going out to socialize as such, but just be outside, like go for a walk, go for a run, go to the mall. Another thing is that sometimes when you're tired, you don't give in as much effort as we mentioned, right? So you might want to put yourself or be in spaces that sort of push you to go a little extra, just go the extra mile, right? So for me, I study around people, and this time, like, I will literally study with my friends every single day, because I know that when I'm alone, I don't give in as much effort. Like, if I just feel the slightest bit of tired, I'm like, okay, I'm tired now, right? But with my friends, we set goals. It's like, girl, we are doing this at this time, we finish at this time, and we both pushing, like, we both tired. When she's tired, I'm like, girl, come on, we gotta push. When I'm tired, she makes sure that, girl, we have to push, we have a goal, right? So be with people. If you don't have friends that you can study with, maybe do like YouTube or online study with me things, so that you have somebody who's keeping you accountable to like the study. Because at the end of the day, I've realized that as varsity students, when we're not able to study and things like that, it sort of makes us feel far worse, because you feel like you just losing control of everything, right? So find a buddy, find a study buddy. If you can't find a study buddy, because now we're doing online things, do an online study with me session. If you're able to, go to the library where other people are also studying, other people are also tired, but they're also trying to push, so it also motivates you to actually get things going, get things moving. If for that day able to study for 2 hours, that's great, you did a lot today. Tomorrow you try maybe 2.5 hours, the next 3 hours, you know what I mean? So put yourself in spaces that allow you or sort of motivate you to actually get there. If at this time, this way you start watching motivational videos every morning, do it. And as much as you may be like, oh my gosh, every morning I'm watching motivational videos, you need it. So don't be ashamed to start watching motivational videos now. Start studying with people. Like, everybody is tired, right? Now, if you guys come together and actually work together, you realize that you actually get a lot more work done. That's if you're able to study around people. Or you study at the library where there are people who are also trying to push, watch stuff, study with me online, things like that can help you actually get going, And also every now and then do things that make you feel relaxed, man. If it's like watching a movie, whatever, incorporate all those things in your schedule, so that you also feel like you are paying attention to your body, and you're paying attention to the fact that you're tired, right? So I know for me, relaxing and literally just a nice shower, watching something, or just listening to music sets me up good. So also make time for those things, because I don't want to feel like I know I'm tired, but I'm still trying to push myself, So give your body the time and the space to actually listen to itself, to say, you know what, I'm actually tired today, I just want to sleep all day. And then you do that, but you also know that after sleeping, when I wake up, I'm going to go to the library, I'm going to study with my friends. Or after that, I'm going to wake up and go do that, and then I'm going to study online with my friends, or go to the library, or see my friends, So you also just making sure that there's a balance. You're resting, but also working, right? So those are things that sort of help me get through this thing. I think I mentioned 4, but like 5, because yeah, I think now it's like 4. But anyway, guys, those are things that have helped me. These are things that I have come to realize that I have to prioritize a lot. And yeah, okay, and the last thing, if you find that you're trying all these things, nothing is working, seek help. I always say to people, whenever I bump into people and they talk to me like, oh my gosh, this, I always mention to them that I go for therapy. And I don't go for therapy not because I don't go because I'm depressed or anything like that, but I always feel that it's necessary to have somebody to help you navigate this like phase that you're in, or how you're feeling, you know. I always find it so important, and it helped me so much. Like, it has helped me so much. I go every now and then when I feel like, you know what, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, or I'm struggling to navigate this thing, I'm trying this and it's not working, right? And I get there, and essentially somebody who's helps me realize the things that maybe I'm not paying attention to, things that maybe are working but I just don't see it. So literally seek help, guys. I know at Wits we have like counseling or psychology what's this available to us. Literally take it up. You won't lose anything from doing that. If anything, you stand to gain so much. And if it doesn't work the first time around, try again the second time around. You stand to gain so much at this time. And I think for me, having been here at Wits for quite a number of years, I've come to realize that from October going to the end of the year, this is when we face or our mental health is challenged the most, right? And I would like to urge you guys to see somebody. Those hotlines that we have, call those people, speak to someone when you're feeling overwhelmed. You know what, don't give up on yourself, don't give up on your dream, don't doubt your potential to get through this. It is tough, it's going to be tough. For now, maybe it's starting to get tough, but it's gonna get tougher, but you're gonna get through it, right? And hold on to the fact that everything will work out for your good. Everything will work out for your good. You might not see it good right now, you might not understand what the good is, you might not know what the good is, but trust and believe that at the end of the day, everything will work out for your good, right? And I hope that you guys have found this video to be very helpful. Please let me know what you guys have done, something that maybe I should try out that has been helpful for you when you're feeling like you're in a funk, when you're feeling tired or feeling burnt out, so we can share and we can help each other get through this time. And yeah, guys, anyway, yeah, I hope that you guys stay blessed, that you guys get through this tough time, and yeah, let's keep the love going, let's keep the channel growing, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Aww.